Let's see. Double I. How you doing today? See who else shows up. I know. Let's see. First off, let me see this Bluetooth. Let's shut this Bluetooth down.
Into showers and thunderstorms.
Double I. How are we doing today? How we all doing? Up. Am I heard? No. Last time I checked, that was not gay. Tico Trent, redpill. Last time I checked, that was not. Do I have a girlfriend? No. Unless my right hand counts. Yeah, this is a Q&A section. I figured. Oh, there it is. As I already answered that question. And I answered that question. We are working. We're going to do a little Q&A session. I'm surprised that there's not more people. Oh, there we go. No girlfriend equals more money. That is correct. Why do I hang with Tico? Because he's a generally good person. You know, it's pretty cool. I mean, he has a whole lot of he's a lot of knowledge, and it's like, well, first number one thing, he's not an idiot. You know, he's smart, and I don't hang with people with a low IQ. Well, why do females, well, I know what you mean, but why do females or fifis seek out men with money? Well, from my understanding, they want the easy life. They're going after the people they basically want an indentured servitude. An indentured servitude. Or an indentured servant. Those you who someone who gathers Thank you. Yeah. Oh, here we are. I'm in a state where I might have some problems, you know. And I'm gonna send you an invite. Send y'all an invite on the yeah. I'm gonna send you an invite on whatchamacallit. Not Discord, but the messaging. If you want to go in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Don't do anything. There's you know, freedom of speech. I just let you know. Don't freak out. No, no, no. It's not. Don't freak out. You know, stay calm. Don't panic. Most people, most people don't read. You know, then again, who knows? Well, the thing is, I'm not trying to get into the drama between certain YouTube channels. I'm trying to let them hash it out themselves. Well, I tried to let them hash it out themselves. Now, I typically stay as far away from it as I can. I avoid the channels like the plague because for me, I don't want that stress in my life. I have a relatively stress-free life. Like I said, I'm not gonna stress myself out try to go into a back and forth triad. Unless the parties that be learn to ignore each other, that's what it is. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, never. Oh, there we go. Double I.
What up, brah?
Hi, Double I. How you doing today?
Not too bad. I hear you're having a live stream.
Yeah, just a little Q&A session. Ask if anybody has any questions. You know.
Well, I got a question from a brother from Illinois.
Alrighty.
I posted it into the last one. What happened to it?
The last one, I it had finished. It was only on for an hour.
Gotcha. So I'm going to post a question in the chat here from the gentleman from Illinois.
Illinois. Let's figure this out.
There you go.
Here we go. Private chat. Woohoo! How do you
I want you to touch on that with all your experience.
How do you separate from a toxic relationship?
Yes.
Well,
I'm going to go on mute for a little bit.
Yeah. My experience is from a non-married perspective. Let me repeat, non-married. Get up and walk out. Don't bring it, like I said, first off, I never I don't bring the people to my house. Now, if this person's at your house, you messed up. I don't bring them to my house. I go to their house, or I meet them in public for the most part. But just get up and walk out. It's just that simple, you know. If I'm gonna get threat, if my life's in danger, I'm walking out, and they'll never find me. You know.
That's because you've got mobility. See, not everybody has that. So I think this brother from Illinois, he's asking a question from a perspective of, like, what if you have a framework already in place, right? You're integrated into this framework, and you've got to separate yourself from that framework somehow, right? So you got to do it in a way that doesn't collapse that framework, where it can potentially damage the lives of other people.
Well, that makes it a little more complicated. Now, if I were trapped, is that a good way? Is that a good way to put it? Trapped?
Yeah.
Between a rock and a hard place. This is where the art of subterfuge goes in. You know? Those of you who don't know what subterfuge is basically doing things kind of out of sight. Basically, where you're with a sleight of hand, and learn whatever you can about the laws, about the marriage laws, Title 4D. I think that's what it is, right?
That would be that's different. Marriage and Title 4D is two totally different things. So Title 4D has to do with welfare and the illegitimate hand of the government inside of in the pockets of men.
Best thing, if you can, walk away. If you got structures in place, if they're not too, if it's not going to be a detriment to yourself or to the environment, whether it be today or later on down the line, let it all crumble. Like if you have children, that's when you have to be more careful. You know?
What if the children are hers?
And they're not yours? Walk away from them. They're not your children. What are you doing taking care of another man's mistake? I mean, you have no reason to take care of her illegitimate children. It's just that simple. You know? You have no valid reason. I understand that the need to the parent is strong within you like the force, but it's not worth it. Them kids are not going to respect you, nor will they be allowed to respect you.
But what if this brother?
They will not be allowed to respect.
But what if this brother has put in a whole lot of time in helping raise and teach and keep and instill the faith of good morality and everything, and put in all this time and work and effort into this because he saw the good in what was in front of him, and the good inside of him could not let it go. So what would you tell this brother?
This is going to sound very cold. Walk away. Did the kids respect them? I mean, it's gonna do damage either way.
Yes.
I mean, first off, I'm actually shocked that the woman actually allowed this person to raise and look after her children and allowed her children to respect them. And if that's the case, my best advice is to sleep on the couch until you can figure something out, because like you're gonna, either way you're gonna do damage. You're gonna do damage to the kids. But explain to kids. You gotta explain some things. You have to explain them to these kids. These kids respect you and they like you, right? Am I correct?
But wait a minute. It ain't me, so I'm just telling you right now, Wind. It ain't superficial. It ain't me. It is definitely a brother from in what do you call it? I forgot where I said he was,
Illinois.
but Illinois. Thank you very much. So it is definitely a brother from Illinois. It's actually somebody that I know, and I had this conversation earlier with. So the question is legitimate because I'm going to be pointing him to this live stream. So let me give you my insight in this, right? I can see where the brother's coming from. I've been in situations where I was able to help mentor other people's children. But then you got to step away from that situation because they're not your kids, right?
Right.
You will never be number one in that situation. Why? Because those kids have a number one already. And that number one is mama. And mama ain't going to be, respecting. Yeah, mom can't respect both you and her kids. So at one point, those kids are going to turn around and say, well, you know what? You're nobody. Why should I listen to you? Because that's what they are taught by mom. But that mom, right? Their mom.
Oh, yeah.
So it gets complicated.
This reminds me of a situation that an acquaintance of mine was in.
Talk to me.
See, back when Lynn was younger, just fresh out the military, fresh out the active duty Marine Corps.
As a matter of fact, the gentleman that I speak of is a veteran.
Yeah. Back when I was young, just fresh out the active duty Marine Corps, well, just right before, I was helping a friend move down south, further down south, because I was stationed in Virginia. I'm not going to get the details of the base. And I helped them move to this further south state. And I saw, when I got to the apartment cul-de-sac complex, me, him, and another friend of mine were being hit on by this young lady. Now, my reasoning of judgment is pretty much was pretty much astute, very astute. Which basically we at some point were on some sort of airsoft or paintball team, where my instincts would get us through, would basically get us through to multiple games, to almost to a sponsorship. And almost a sponsorship. And when I'm going to keep almost to an airsoft sponsorship or a paintball sponsorship, but things that went into play. Now, I tell you, we got down there. Be careful, not mess with that one. We get first 16. So they similar state, same state I'm from. But I told him I give this person 16 on a good day. What does 16 on a good day mean?
Mm-hmm.
What is 16 on a good day? Where the lights just hit or just right. Now, what happened was, after the warning, I go back up to finish my term. When I finish my term, I leave.
So here on the Wind Channel, we like to speak of positive things.
Warn them, positive things. What happens? I get a phone call from him. He's clear across the country on the West Coast. And I mean, at first I didn't know what was going on, but he tells me what's going on. I tell him not to sign a plea deal. I tell him not to sign a plea deal. What does he do? He signs a plea deal, gets extradited back to the state that is far below North Carolina, far below Virginia. Okay, so he does his time, so a little bit of time, does his time. Now he's a registered offender and is having a hard time finding a job. He has to get help from all these places. Now, of course, for a while he's been on the streets. He calls me down there to visit the person who pretty much saved his bacon. Now, tell you about the person who saved his bacon. She had children from one previous marriage. Well, she had a child, and she has had twins from this marriage, from the second marriage she was in. From this second marriage. So, she brings, which basically connects all this BS, she brings a registered offender into the house with her children and her husband.
That's just disgusting.
Huh?
That's crazy.
Whoa, I'm not done. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Now, he finds out he's a registered offender, and he daggone there snaps out. The son says something, and he kind of, I guess, I don't know if he got a little bit, hold on. Got a little bit heated, but he essentially gave her the silver bullet. You know? Gave her the silver bullet. And pretty much, she's a two-time divorcee with twins, and now he's in jail. Because I warned him. I warned him about the single mother, and I warned him about the twins. Fraternal twins. One boy, one girl. Warned him about the twins. Now, he put himself in a double-ended situation. You know? He put himself in there. I warned him about it. I told him to be careful. Single mothers are dangerous, especially going through menopause. And I told him, watch out for that one. That little child has the makings of a whore. And we'll find a way to get the goods. And we'll find a way to get the goods.
That is correct, sir.
And sure as crap, something happened. The news tried to hide it. He said it was twin girls. No, total twins. You can't lie to me on that one. They what it is.
So I got another question here that came in on the wire from a brother from looks like Western Pennsylvania, Ohio, I think. His question is,
All right.
how do you avoid toxic relationships? Like where are your warning signs?
My warning signs have been blatantly obvious. Chicks on drugs. Actually better yet, here's a more sort of if the chick admits that she has kids and she does not have custody of them.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a red flag.
That's a red flag. Another one, if you go through the medicine cabinet and you see more pill bottles in a pharmacy, that's another red flag. Go to the bathroom, look in the medicine cabinet. That might be a problem. Another thing is look at the general, suddenly look at the general vicinity of the house. Does the house look clean? Is there a strange smell? That's another red flag.
Mm-hmm. You're
See,
coming up with some good ones here, Win. Keep going, brother.
Is the mattress supported by a frame or sitting on the floor and some bricks?
Bricks, cinder blocks.
Pretty much. Is it cinder blocks? Now, can you see? Now, another thing is, okay, if you can see the cinder blocks underneath the mattress, that might be a problem because it shows that she basically she's not resourceful, because most resourceful women would take the time to hide the cinder blocks. Try to hide the cinder blocks, to doll it up, to make it look like they're not living in squalor. Now, do you see, what a pink, I don't know if too many people know what a pink envelope is, right? A pink envelope is a past due notice, typically a past due notice. If you see a remnants of pink envelope anywhere, and it's not a birthday card, that's another red flag, because she's the money pit. She's the money pit. You're gonna go broke dealing with her.
So where would be some prime examples to run into these kind and avoid them?
Well, let's see. Did you pick her up did you meet her at a bar? There might be a toxic relationship. If you talk to some of the people around the neighborhood, actually better yet, go to the bar close to where she lives at. Get a judge of the neighborhood. Like, you can always find out about a neighborhood, about the person you're dealing with, or at least a little bit of it, by going to a bar, sitting there and observing the crowd, sitting in the back of the bar and observing people.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you that you will find out what type of people are in the neighborhood just by watching for like 15 minutes.
Yep, and reactions and things like that. You're right. JD Miles, you're in the chat. You bring up some very good points there, bro.
Give me 1 second.
Can you put
I
his
gotta go
next
to the light station.
comment up there, please?
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Pay close attention to how she acts around you and other people.
Right.
If that's not the biggest giveaway right there,
Especially
I don't know
people,
what is.
Right. When you better yet, if you take her out on a date, watch how she acts toward the waiter,
Wise
the
man,
waitress, and
JD.
the waiter staff. Yeah. Watch how she treats the waiting staff. You know, the people in the service industry. Because if she treats them like trash, guess what? You date her, you are now an equivalent of a service industry. Walk away from there. You know?
You might as well hand your ball sack over in a golden package.
Pretty much. A golden package, aka box wrapped in gold foil. 24 carats. So she can set it on her nightstand. I'm in Kentucky, I do believe. I think I am. Yeah, I'm in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Now, for me, like I said, observation skills, you know? In fact, don't go to her house and don't take her to your house until you went out on a first date. Whether it's actually, I'd say about 3-4 dates into it.
How about not take her back to the crib at all?
No, don't.
No, seriously. Why even take? Why even go back to the crib?
Why go back there? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because look, you got cribs on tap nowadays, right? You got cribs on tap.
Right. You got hotel. You got a hotel. You got an Airbnb. You got Airbnbs up to galore. You know. You got Airbnb, Air bed and bath. Why would you want to take her to your house?
Keep the vicious nut cutting fails away from your hometown, your home address, your home pad, your couch, your kitchen,
right,
your life,
your bed,
your bed,
your very own bed. Because there's a saying, you made your bed, you're lying it now.
True story.
Well, if getting her involved in your home, it's not your bed anymore. It's now hers.
Better get them designs together for your man cave.
Pretty much. That's the only way you're gonna have any type of peace.
Because you're gonna be fighting for territory with the dog.
Pretty much. At the doghouse.
Damn, Win, you dropping knowledge today, brother.
Hey, yeah, you have to. I mean, if you don't drop knowledge, people get complacent.
What other red pills do you have for the brothers?
Why a lot of Mgtow continuously talk about female nature.
Give me some of those. Give me some of those 4th of July firework red pills. Just shoot them off and make them explode. Win. Make them happen.
Yeah. The reason we talk so much on female nature, it's not about just female nature. It's about a reminder to other men and yourself.
And hold on just a second. And all you old gentlemen inside of the chat, throw up your fireworks for why you want to avoid the fee fails. So please, let's all share.
Well, for me, I was observant when I was younger. I've seen dudes get in a fight over a chick, and like literally get into a fight. I've had friends killed over a chick. My brother was stabbed because a chick didn't like the fact that he broke up a fight between two people.
Mm-hmm.
A chick stabbed him. On top of that,
wait a minute, a chick stabbed him? Wait, rewind. You're gonna have to explain that one.
My brother.
Why? For what?
Because she wanted to see violence, from my understanding. Because he broke up a fight between two people, between two other dudes.
Did she cause it?
I don't know. But typically charisma runs. It's within certain members of my family. My brother was able to talk two dudes from fighting over a chick. He went to go back to his car, turned around, his chick stabbed him.
That's just psycho.
Right. And I was literally walking around the neighborhood with a bottle full of gasoline and a rag. Look for the person who stabbed my brother. Lo and behold, it was a chick. I didn't find out till after my brother's friend says, "Hey, just put that thing down, put that thing in that lighter down. There's no need to do that over your brother. He's got this." My brother had a chick beat her ass. Had a chick viciously beat her ass. Cheers.
Yeah.
Like I said, luckily, my brother got lucky. She didn't hit any vital organs. But for a while, I was mad.
Hey, Baron's,
so my brother, huh?
Baron's stuck backstage. He wants to be let in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, Baron. Baron Yum.
What's up, fellas?
Baron Yum. Join us. Pull up a chair.
Y'all maintaining frame, bro?
Yep. But back on the things, back on the purpose, I have seen, I've almost been drowned by a chick, I almost got drowned because a chick, yeah, didn't like the fact that I was playing around with her in the pool.
Meanwhile, you're still trying to mess with La Llorona. Hola. You know the story of La Llorona?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I ain't afraid to care. I'm looking for a way out. Back then, I had a lot more life to live. Now,
that's true.
I don't give a shit anymore. Now I don't care anymore.
Hey, that's up to you. You think 32 that's enough life to live for you? Hey, more power to you.
32, almost 33.
Me, I'm cursed with those long.
Oh, look at that. We got Tico's following us around now.
Shit.
Hola.
Oh shit.
Like, I'm in the chat. Acknowledge me.
House.
Get him in here. Get him in here.
What up, y'all?
There he is.
What up? How's it feel being backstage?
Stalker.
How's it feel being backstage?
It didn't bother me. I basically just got in my hotel room. That's the picture that you see right there.
Ah.
So, what do you think of this 9 mile train wreck?
9 mile train wreck.
What happened? What happened?
I was just saying the 9 mile train wreck called This live stream.
Oh, this live stream. Wow.
I just got a message saying join StreamYard. So I hit the link and I showed up and I was like, oh, it's Win. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, I'm just messing now.
I know.
see, I like what you've done with the place, Win. I really do.
I like
Like
this.
your
It's still a
avatar.
work. Yeah, it's still a work in progress, you know.
Where is Mgtow in the Win? Like Corey Steele's
Yes,
comment
very
and tag.
nice, very nice.
It's nice.
I
Very
am.
nice.
Yeah. Of course there is. Well,
Oh dang,
yeah.
there's like a lot of people commenting on this stream. Oh shit.
Yup.
Yeah.
Are you
JD.
gay? Tico Trent just comments, "Are you gay?"
Yeah. But basically, no. The last time I checked, I wasn't.
I couldn't get in at the time. I'd be a kid, so I decided.
Yeah. And that's
Such a
and-
troll, Tico.
I know,
Yeah.
right? Gotta practice control.
Well, dude, Wynn's video where he was telling Mr. Elite to shut the fuck up. I thought that was hilarious.
That was pretty interesting. I actually found it very interesting.
Look, I've been like I said. That's how I tell people. I typically don't like to get angry. You know. I typically don't like to get.
Nice, you got
to be frustrated.
Why not?
you had Double I, you have Penny Proud in the chat, you have Corey Steele, and you have JD Mouse. Nice.
Lots of impressions. Lots of impressions. Man.
But
Yeah.
for me, it's like I typically don't like to be angry. You know, I typically like to be mellow and stuff. You know, because I don't like to have my blood pressure through the freaking roof.
I don't either, man. That's like when I play games. Like even though I consider myself a hardcore. Hold
Hold on, I'm in Kentucky. Can you
I
hear me?
like to, even though I like to like game hardcore, I still like remain very calm. I don't like to get like super into it.
Right.
It's super, it's just not that big of a deal.
Is
I
the
really
fried chicken any better in Kentucky?
It's about the same.
Because
About the same.
that actually interests me more than the women talk. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I typically like to keep my channel relatively laid back. It's
Like
just
I'm
the things that
like
been going
that
on.
kind of the women in the Kentucky who they really like their history, like their Confederate history, they're deep
Well,
into those,
You know,
I'm pretty
speaking
sure
of
they like to hear
plantations,
shit out
speaking of
about
plantations,
stuff.
right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's
sure
where
they
the
like to hear.
plantations originated. Sorry.
How the hell did you fall out, Tico?
Stupid phone.
See, now you know how it feels, Tico.
No,
Goes backstage.
actually it was my 18-month-old. I told her the whole day.
You're eight.
Pretty much knocked me out. Basically. It's like, okay, you're not holding phone no more.
Yeah. Right. And it's like for me, it's like
Miles' cousin was murdered over a chick. Okay, so this is like
That's
I
some
know
crazy
that
shit
was
right
the
there.
career- But like that's literally where I see how I see like a lot of like quote unquote relationships turning out is like just the man's just gonna get beat up, thrown in jail, or murdered.
right. So what reason do I? What reason is there a logical reason to put yourself into that relationship? What logical reason?
He touched my fingertips. It was so sexual.
Sexual. It's just fucked up, man. I
You hear
Wow.
Tico laughing in the background.
sexual.
It was so sexual.
All right, Tweety Bird.
I need money. All right.
But yeah, like my reason for not wanting to date it's just basically the stuff that I've observed, and I like having a positive account balance.
You know why I don't date?
How's that?
Well, first of all, if I dated, Mango Chunks would kill me.
Well, yeah, like because you're not just yourself. Like everyone, that I get what Double I saying. Like you're not just. Most people who are follow these dating coaches, they've fallen off the wagon in their own life. Like not to be rude or mean or anything, but it's like they lost sight of what's really important. Now they're just chasing poon. They're becoming poon addicts. And I'm sorry,
Pretty
but
much.
I'm sorry, but like if you don't think about anybody else when you go out and try to find somebody that you're gonna date, like what Tico said before, it's like if you don't think about if you're gonna bring her home to mama, you just want to like toss it and then leave it, and then a dating coach pulls up quick to retrieve it.
Go run it through the gears.
Then you're adding
Exactly.
Run it through the gears, neutral slammer, and park it right back where it was.
Yeah,
You're better off deflecting it in the first place.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. Because like a deflection is always just like a good tactic.
Keep them out of the zone.
Yeah, as it is, man. Because it's like I don't know. The only way that you like, if you accept it right away, you don't giving yourself time to look out for red flags, and
Right.
like you're just looking at the benefits that you're like the short term benefits that you're gonna get from it. And like one thing I realized too is like when you start to say like I'm gonna start dating, you're like putting yourself out there to perform so many obligations. Like even with sex, for example, it's like, oh, okay, I'm basically submitting that to myself that I'm gonna have to go raw dog and somebody for like at 3 hours or something. Something just wildly outside of your normal standards, but since you're thirsty, you're willing to overlook that and actually do that, and then you have to look at yourself and live with yourself afterwards. I don't know like if I don't know if a lot of people would say that I'm full of shit for saying that, but it is what it is. To me, that's why.
There's a song that I didn't really understand as a kid. It's Maze Frankie from Maze so after and it's basically about two people having an affair, asking questions about having an affair, you know. But the thing is, those questions correlate with dating in general. Those questions correlate with dating in general, you know.
Yeah. And like in this day and age, it's like if you please her, she'll give you money. But it's like, why should my goal be to please her? Just so I can benefit from it. Like why does a relationship have to be two people trying to please each other or trying to benefit from each other?
Being a whore. You're being a whore for each other.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed. It really wasn't supposed to. You're being a whore, a negative whore. There's a positive whore and then there's a negative whore. But negative whore is basically you spend your life you're being trying to please this person for a reward when it's either one party or one party trying to please somebody. You're nothing but a whore.
Well, yeah, and they're conditioning they're conditioning the women in society to respond to simping, which we should be like breeding that out of the dating market. Like there should be less simps and more like Tom Likas men. Just a suggestion. Yeah.
The problem with that though is most men spend most of their time trying to please the opposite sex to the point where they get nothing in return for the most part, or it's mostly like a 90-10, or most times 98 2%, 98 to 2%. You're pleasing her 98% of the time. She only returns the favor 2% of the time.
Yeah,
That's
what do you
basically
think about? Did you ever? Because Sherm said like if a woman, as long as a woman has the right features, 100% of men would want to have sex with her.
I actually disagree with that.
Well, I just am trying to understand his side. I'm trying to understand what he's trying to say.
But I had to pick on him about that with the whole entire thing in the comment section. I think that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. We found that out in my last stream on Tuesday. What I find ugly is what y'all found sexy as hell, obviously. Because apparently y'all niggas was cheating.
Well, like, because think about that too. Because if, like, in reality, if she has quote unquote these features that are hiding under 10 or 15 pounds of extra weight, then you tell her if she were to lose that 10 or 15 pounds, she would look perfect.
Yeah.
And then she loses the 10 or 15 pounds, and then you're no longer attracted to her.
She looks uglier.
Yeah, sometimes
yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Initially, something I've always noticed in Latin America. You always see women in Latin America. We're always either at the gym, near the gym, or working out by the gym. Latin America. Don't get me wrong, there are some women, but for the most part, Latinas.
They're also more man crazy. They're also sort of like more man crazy in general. So they like to be where men are if they have a positive body or like self image, which a lot of Latin women do. Like what George Lopez said in this comedy special. Like Latin women, they don't even let you compliment them; they compliment themselves. They're like, "I look good, huh? I lost weight, huh? I lost weight, huh?"
Yeah.
I lost weight, huh?
That's pretty much.
You're like, I didn't say that.
That was pretty much a Latina for you.
She's like, I look good, huh?
Let you compliment them.
Yeah.
You want all of this booty, don't you?
She's like, you want me, huh? You don't love me.
Yeah. You know you love me.
I saw you with another girl.
I saw you with her.
Checking me out. Passed away. Checking me out.
Yeah, it's like that's so messed up. She's like, yeah, because that actually happened to me. Like, and then that's like Latin men are the same way too. They're like, I know you like that woman, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, well, I never said anything or did anything. I looked at her one time, and then like you're like, yeah, you like her. Wait, you're just a wussy. You won't go. Like, I bet you won't go make a move on her. And I'm like, I'm not even attracted.
I bet you you're right.
That part about that, if I was next to you and you were checking out a woman, I would still do that to your ass.
Like that. I bet you. They ask her, tell me, I bet you won't make a move, and I'll say, I bet you're right. You know?
Right.
I bet you're right. Any money, I bet you're right.
Oh, damn, you know you want to go hit that.
Look.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, you like her. Yeah, you like her. I'm like, wait, says who? Why, since when do you speak for me?
I do. A Latino. I speak for you.
I'm a Latino. I speak for you. It's like we're family. We're family. We came here on the boat together.
I'm simply trying to embarrass you in public. Talk about clap those cheeks.
Yeah, you probably would do some stupid stuff like that, and I'd be like, I hate Tico now. I really hate Tico. He's like, look at that woman right there. Look at that woman. Go get her. I was like, no.
Wait. Don't go what?
You gotta smack the cheeks like they gonna smack you back.
How about no?
Clap them cheeks.
How about no? How about do something else more exciting instead?
That's what I'm saying. Boy.
Don't get the road.
If that ain't an angry child, I don't know what is. Shit. But for me, it's like.
Well, Hulk far away from these
So
hoes.
basically throw people out, you know? Like, I was raised to be blunt, you know, just be blunt and honest. Like if you act, if that's the thing about probably why my relationships don't last too long because I'm blunt and honest. You know what the? God damn! Any closer? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean I'm just blunt, you know, and like, look, man, I told the last one, like, look, you gotta get off this shit, you know, like
Well, like,
you said you're going for this
it
freaking.
is sometimes. I mean, sometimes I do like. I will claim to be the smoothest person in the entire globe. Like when it comes to the opposite sex, like sometimes the way I react is kind of cringy, you know. But I would rather be cringy than be like than do anything else. In certain instances, like I'll admit sometimes it's not the smoothest. It doesn't go the smoothest. How I can grow. You know, I always looking for ways to improve my overall demeanor. But if that goes against if I have to be if it's not minimalism, then I'm not really interested. You know, if it doesn't involve me being a cheap bastard, then I'm not very interested in it.
Wow. I mean, it's what it is. Hey, what time Psych and Soap get off?
I think this is about the normal. No, too early. Yeah, about the normal time.
Yeah, that's probably.
He probably gets off like pretty soon. Like if it's like 5, what is it, 5 p.m. over there on the Central Time?
Anywhere between now and the next hour.
About 6
because I'm sure Psyche Soaps has the same sentiment sometimes. It's like when you're trying to focus on yourself, it's like sometimes your level of charisma is not as high, if that makes sense. Because you're not really focusing on.
I'll be right back. I'll send him a link.
Other people, making other people happy.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna send him a link. I'm gonna copy the link that you sent me. I'm gonna send it to him.
Wow.
Or do you have his number, When? Do you have Psyche Soap's number? When? How you robot not on your own stream? That's a
robot. He's like,
that is some ghetto ass shit. How you robot not?
Mgtow got a little Mgtow.
Yeah. I'm going in and out. I'm going into some valleys or some cutouts, some spurs.
That's what they call it.
Spurs.
Yeah, basically, I'm cut.
We got road. Quote unquote. Fearful valleys. You have his number?
God damn it.
You have his number, When?
Do I have one number?
Do you have his number?
I have Psyche Soap's number.
That's what I was asking. Do you have his number?
Yeah.
1-800-SOAP.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me get the messages up.
So
that's
1-800-580-SOAP.
messaging right there. Psyche Soap.
Channel the soap.
Gotta channel that inner soap.
I summon call on the powers of grilling, calling on the powers of meditation, calling on the powers of high-pitched yelling, I summon. It's like you summon.
Yeah, it's
That
gonna be a while.
calling the man who has the freedom to go into his backyard and yell to the corn.
That is true freedom. I mean,
Yell to the
yelling
corn.
at corn. I mean, it doesn't
That's
really get
pretty.
too much better.
I mean, but the corn love it because the corn just loves being talked to.
Oh yeah. You know, my mascot is
Just don't
actually a corn on the cob.
Just don't try to spit game to the corn. You know.
Yeah, don't spit game to the corn. You let the corn come to you. You let the corn send you
Yeah.
choosing sides.
Because the corn's all ears.
The corn's all ears.
Corn's all ears.
Corn is all ears.
Get too close, it'll bring the kernel out of you.
Jesus.
Especially in Kentucky.
Oh my gosh, the dad joke stream.
Fuck you.
Hey, look, I'm
When's
not
on
a
your
dad,
Fuck
so
you, kid.
The dad
I ain't a
joke
dad,
stream.
so sorry, I ain't a dad.
The wind joke stream.
Here, talk to these fools.
Oh damn!
Mango Chunks doesn't even want to talk to you.
I don't
She
give a
doesn't
fuck.
even think we exist. She thinks we're made up.
Correct. You're fake people. Right,
We're
babe?
not even real
Are my
people.
friends fake? Fake. Are my friends fake? She has no
You
comment.
don't want to talk to me?
That's
Okay.
real gaslighting. It's like you don't even, like. It's not even that I don't like your friends. Your friends don't exist.
They just do not exist.
They just do not even exist.
Looks like it's time to walk out. of that
Nullified
toxic
friendship.
relationship.
Friendship neutralized.
It's time to
I
walk out of that
deny.
toxic
I deny your
relationship.
friendship in every way.
If that isn't it like top secret clearance level counterintelligence. It's like we erased his friends. We erased his friends from his own mind.
Oh no!
He has 0 friends.
Look. I'll talk to 8 people. Two of them exist. One of them I gotta pay. You know, I'll make myself look crazy. She'll walk out. You start talking to 10 different people. She will walk out. The way to leave a toxic relationship. Start talking to multiple people that aren't there. She'll walk out.
I feel like we're like Wind is starting to become like the how to lose a girl in 7 days kind of thing. How to lose
No, Wind is the kind of guy that would probably deflect hose from like a masterful position. Like he's chugging down a highway, right? And here comes another big rig, and behind the big rig is a female, and this female's like, I'm coming up behind you, Wind. I'm going to be passing you soon. And Wind's like, there's a hill coming up. Don't you see that down the road? Do you not analyze the trajectory in which we travel and how we're going to be getting to the bottom of this hill and how much momentum we are going to need to get up that other hill? You are going way too fast to be able to maintain the certain type of trajectory that you need to be able to handle that curve correctly to be able to get to the other side of that bridge. And then, sure enough, he, going up the other side, he passes her, and he sees, yep, exactly as I said. Now, if you had listened to me about that trajectory, you would have known that you wouldn't have never had this type of problem before. And all of a sudden, her engine starts blowing up, all the steam comes out, and smoke and billows and everything like that. Meanwhile, Wind has already passed the bridge and everything like that, cruising along his way. He's like, yep, that's me, and I'm in the wind.
Conspiracy cat. Why do things way more underwater? Well, depends on if you have concrete shoes or not. If you got concrete shoes, you definitely way more underwater.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad Chaz is gone.
Water because your body's buoyant. I'm trying to get scientific, motherfucker. I was trying to be on vacation. I can't get all scientific. The problem with that is that's actually false because in all technicality,
buoyancy.
Something that you can't pick up in water, I mean something you can't pick up on land, you can actually pick it up on water. Good example.
Right. Due to buoyancy.
You can actually dunk a 300-pound woman in water, but you can't dunk that 300-pound woman on land. You can't pick up 300 pounds.
I don't know why you want to try.
I'm just saying.
Have you worked with a 300-pound hippopotamus before?
Who, me?
Yes.
I've seen a hippopotamus.
Because they hide tusks.
I've seen a hippopotamus at the zoo.
Well, have you ever seen them in real life, like going down the road?
Yes. I saw one yesterday. I locked my doors.
We call those Karens.
Well, the one billowing that I really want is when I become if I go back to flatbed, it's like the emergency room billowing where a chick is so fat that she can't be carried to the hospital by traditional means.
You mean the kind of chick that she's so fat that they needed a backhoe in order to transport her from the bedroom to the kitchen?
Yes. That would be the billowing. I would.
You mean the kind that you need a 4-ton lift in order to get her from floor 1 to floor 2?
Yes. I would love, like I said, for a flatbed. You know why? Because that is a billowing of the century. You know. Think about it. How many times does a flatbed driver ever get the chance to haul a live human being?
You mean the one that they need to pull out the helicopter with the big roller blades, because anytime you need to do a medical evac with a 300-pound hippopotamus, you know you're going to go dip your helicopter inside of some sea or something like that? Is that the kind of 300-pound hippopotamus we talking about here?
No, I'm saying I want it's called a billowing. How billowing works is you get a consignee and a shipper. The shipper would be her house. The consignee would be the hospital. I'm taking that 300-pound, that 4 or 5 plus that half-ton pickup, putting it on the back of my flatbed, and taking it to the hospital because she let herself get fat, not full-figured, not voluptuous, fat.
So you go and drop her off at the hospital and be like, I'm done.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. That's all you can do.
Bare num-nums. Jump off the hospital, say, yep, I'm done. Sign here. Sign here.
Actually, you know, conspiracy cats, fat women tend to float in water, and that's just it. They weigh less in water, right? So they're floating. They're lots of fat there.
It's like an oil spill. It's like a gelatinous oil spill.
It's just everywhere.
It's just everywhere.
I mean, like, put it to you this way. Have you ever crawled into like a a ball pit? Yeah. How about a ball pit? Have you ever crawled into a ball pit? So think of a ball pit where all the balls weigh like, I don't know, 5 pounds, and they're made of flesh. Ugh, and they're flaps. They're not balls. They're like perfect spheres. They're like gelatinously mold on you. Ew. So if she puts her arm around you, those are jelly rolls going around you and engulfing you into the fat.
And that's when Wynn's channel got canceled for calling women fat.
I don't care.
Oops. I'm just saying it like it is, man.
Well,
I stay away from the jelly rolls because of that purpose right there.
Look here, call a spade a spade. You know?
Yeah, sure.
But it's still but
I
they
ain't
would
gonna
consider
call a goose a dog.
they don't consider that hate speech. Though at the end of the day, I'm trying to protect your channel. I don't want your channel canceled. It's one
Right.
thing it's my channel. It's another
Okay,
thing it's your channel.
here at the Mgtow and Win channel, we don't we tend to try not to try to use old speech, or ancient speech. We try to be respectful
Let
to
me correct myself in that manner then.
voluptuous.
Let me have the opportunity to correct myself, and if that's the case, I don't want to there be a misunderstanding. What I am saying, my personal preference, is not to have a woman at all. Is I'm just good, happy just by myself. That's all I'm saying. I don't hate on anybody. I'm just happy, just like me right now. This is the way I am.
Here at the Mgtow and Win channel, we don't hate on voluptuous whatever. I can't even. Yeah, if it gets canceled, it gets canceled.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's just basically adding more unnecessary words to a one-word solution, to a one-word problem.
Yeah,
No.
It's adding multiple
Scale.
words to a one-word problem.
treadmill. Yeah, treadmill.
No. The answer is no. The problem, the solution is no. The no.
Right.
N-O.
Solution is
No.
no. Right.
No problem. No.
Yeah. Basically, okay. Basically, a 500-pound no. Is that better?
Dude, Barbara Bush said it the best way. Just say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
Actually, we need to make a meme with Barbara
That's
Bush.
completely unrelated. She was talking about drugs.
This is a drug.
No,
I can prove it to you. No, I can. No. You want to logically battle me, son? Let's go. Let's
Oh,
go.
no.
I can show you how much this is a drug. Psychologically, women are drugs to you.
Not to me. No, I'm
Yes,
just
they
kidding.
are.
Yeah,
Yes,
no.
you are just a blowjob away from the plantation.
That's of everybody else.
Says you.
Well, first
No.
for the most part, you'd have to get through the conversation. You have to keep me
You got
interested
to
in
be out of the
conversation,
plantation in order to go back to it. Remember that.
right? But for me, it's like you have to keep me interested in the conversation. She has to keep me interested in the conversation long enough to get me to a blowjob to get back to the
but that's the
plantation.
thing. It doesn't even matter. She's not going to be able to get down there in the first place. It's not happening. If she's beneath my standards.
Hey, Yam, how many women do you drive in your car outside of your family?
No, zero.
Oh,
They were not. No one's setting foot anywhere near anything that I drive in, let alone anywhere I sleep. No, none of that. These women, they don't know where I live. They don't even know my real name half the time.
right. That's good.
Yeah, that's just the way that it should be. It's not because it's not from trying. It's by design. That's how my life is set up. That's how my life is set up. So it's not like oh I'm in denial, I can't get a girl. It's like no, the way that my life is set up is to be self-sufficient. It's like if I have to carry somebody across the threshold, I'm already living life against my own natural design.
Right.
Now, I've had situations like a few occasions where, a woman's helped me like move into a house or something. She's helped me, and then in exchange, like, I spend time with her and did stuff like that. But I've never tried to maintain a long-term thing just because I'm benefiting from it, like not. I've accepted
Having the move having them move you into your house, right?
Yeah. No. Not move into my house. No. She helped me move my belongings into my new house from
Into
my
your
old
new
house.
house.
Yes. Yes.
So she knows
Like,
where you live.
Wow.
yeah, like she's big, like so she's strong, so she can, she lifts those boxes and stuff. So she
If
helps
she
me.
can lift boxes and she's big and she's strong, what makes
Beast
it
mode activated.
her not be able to lift you?
Right?
Yeah. She could carry me if she can. Like that's the thing. Like you got to be able to carry me.
You know what?
If
There's nothing
I'm
wrong
gonna
with
be
that.
in a
I mean, come on,
relationship.
dude. Have you
You got to be
seen
able to
have
lift
you
me
seen
up.
the LGBTQ color community? There's the one specific branch that dresses
tank
like
division.
men.
Yeah, the tank division.
I don't know which division that is. I'm just saying, but that specific division uses masculinity in order to attract women. And from what I believe, whether they were, could be, or most
All the disclaimers.
potentially,
And/or
I don't know who they are,
and/or.
what they bind to, but I'm just saying they use masculinity to attract other women.
Isn't it weird that only?
I don't know if
take
this is a
like-
politically correct term,
Isn't
but I
Yeah.
just want to throw it out there, just politically correct term or not. I believe you would describe them as a butch.
a butch? Right.
Like,
They do attract a lot of women. They attract a lot of women
wait.
from their own heterosexual relationships.
This confuses me. You hate men, but you try to be as masculine as possible to attract women.
It's so funny sometimes because I'll be in a restaurant and here's and I don't know what else to call them, right? So help me with the terminology, gentlemen. I want to be politically correct here.
Oh, sure, I'll help you. Isn't it weird that
So-
COVID has only infected the two genders and not the 8,000 other genders?
Yeah, they're immune.
They're immune. They must be immune.
So going back to this. So I don't know what is that the correct term, butch?
Yeah, be like,
Is it allowed? Is that allowed?
I don't care.
It's not.
All right. So
the sad part about that whole entire thing, though, is the icing on the cake to that whole entire topic is they act like men to get women, but the sad part, when they're in a relationship, they act feminine, and nobody can initiate sex. That's why they get divorces.
They're both just waiting. They're waiting.
Yeah, they're just
they're both
waiting.
literally just waiting for the other one to make a move, literally. So the sad part about that, when they get into a relationship, they go back to biological norms. So now they're both looking at each other, waiting for the other one to initiate sex, and nobody's initiating sex. This is why lesbian divorces are so high.
That's another thing about relationships is like when you actually have to put in effort, you kind of sometimes you get mentally exhausted, and I think that's when like pathology kind of sets in, and you're like more likely to revert to. Yeah, because sometimes doing what's biologically like a biological imperative, sometimes that's like pleasurable, but for the most part,
nobody ever made fire rubbing two fish together.
Wow.
No comments. We at the Tico Trent channel do not support what Double I just said, even though we're not on the Tico Trent channel. We do not support this, nor do we want to be canceled for something that Double I said.
What did I say wrong? I just said nobody ever made fire rubbing two fish together. Well, I didn't say anything about anything.
Hey, that's close enough. That's close enough. We at the Tico Trent channel do not support Double I's statement. We are an independent channel from this channel, and we love and support all people from all walks of life, unless we have to date you. Then we don't support you.
Here's a fish. Here's another fish. This fish is going to rub with this fish, and no fire will be created.
Help me explain. Help me make sense of this. So a friend of mine told me.
But on the positive, they'll both be descaled.
Fresh for eating. Fresh for eating. Or
no.
Well, you didn't say
bad
what
boy.
Quality fish.
Bad yam.
They could be like early in the morning fish market.
Wind kick
him. Like fresh fish. It could be fresh fish.
Kick him. Reject. Reject.
He's a reject.
He's growing roots in the wrong direction.
Upward.
No, but there's a type of fish. If you actually rub it together with another type of fish, it can start a fire. I forget the name of it, but yeah.
This doesn't have anything to do with your kind of fish, Tico.
No, I'm talking about. There's actually
Yeah,
fish in the
it's a
wild
coast
that you can actually start a fire with.
This isn't about your fish, Tico.
I know it's not about my fish. I'm talking about an actual
Does
fish.
this fish have a venereal disease?
Jesus.
Does this fish have a venereal disease?
No, it's an actual fish.
Shit, I gotta look that up when I get a chance.
Yeah, because of the skin, it creates so much friction and heat. You can actually start a fire with it.
Well, we associate that with like a larger, unattractive person, but like a lot of those actually are harbored.
So
by
speaking-
more attractive,
Hey,
Speaking
Think
of
about
friction and heat, how's
When they're
the
fat
story
and
on
when
the?
they burn out their damn inner thighs and their pants? Oh, I'm sorry. What we're talking about? I'm sorry. What?
No,
Yeah,
we're talking about friction and heat.
yeah.
We're talking about friction and heat, right? So let's talk about friction and heat. How's the outside world, Mgtow, to win since you're working hard and I hear you're driving?
well, let's see. When I got
Because he's got a lot of friction on the road, and I'm sure it's hot outside because it's summertime.
106 degrees.
the truck's thermometer says 91 degrees. I'm
91.
willing to bet it's either in between 87 and 93.
Dang. Must be a lot of friction in heat. Going
Right?
on.
Yeah.
Oh, that
But,
sounds dreadful.
Let's see.
That's
you
not
won't
friction and
believe-
heat. That's those lot lizards chasing wind up the road.
And what's the report? What's the
They gotta
report for
catch-
Milo?
They gotta catch me first.
What's the daily Milo report?
Knocked the fuck out, sleeping on the chair. Knocked
Being
out,
a happy
sleeping.
dog?
Pretty much happy dog.
That's good.
Oh yeah, what's this?
That's good report for Milo on a good day. He's a happy dog.
Because I have a lot of experience with like these new age girls, and they're into burning sage and like crystals. And
Oh,
zodiac
yeah.
signs and
I'm
stuff.
into burning tobacco into my lungs.
And you know what? You can always spot them. They're always reading that book, The Secret.
The Secret, yeah. And then they
Hey,
like, and that's the thing. It's like they're vegan, and like because or like they choose like I don't eat meat, and then anybody who does eat meat is like as bad as Donald Trump to them. Like, so it's like you might as well be Donald Trump.
You won't
If you're
believe what I saw earlier today.
It's so
I
stupid.
saw an older feminist.
Yeah.
Her hair was dyed this crazy ass blue greenish thing, had a nose ring in her fucking
Come to
nose,
Orange
and
County.
tattoos all up and down her fucking arm.
You need to come to Orange County, man. Dude, there are grimace everywhere.
Why the fuck would I want to go there and look at that? Why would I want to do that? I mean, I might get it delivered in Orange County.
That'll be funny. Like
That
Wayne
would
just
be.
shows up. He's like, "What's up? I'm here." That'll be really funny. You gotta buy in. But if you come here, you gotta buy like one IPA, just like one beer from the store. You gotta go in the store and just buy one beer.
Yeah, I did.
Wait in
I
a very
did get
long
a funny-
line. Make sure you have a mask on, socially distance, just to go
Yeah.
inside to buy one beer.
I got looked at funny when I went to buy one orange. You know.
I'd look at you funny if you buy one orange from me.
I would let you buy the orange, and then I'd throw one at you as you're leaving.
That one too. That's always a good thing.
Here, you want to come in here to buy an orange? Take one more. Pah!
Hey, look! Don't knock my fun. Don't knock my fun.
All right, my phone's on life support here.
Almost dead. Sweet boy.
Wow. Let's it. Don't play. Hey, please don't knock my fun. It's fun messing
Oh
with the
yeah, and
talent.
that's like part of that minimalist lifestyle is talking mad shit. It's like talking so much shit. Like how are they gonna take that away from someone? Like if you can't live, well, I get it. You like leave well enough alone, and don't, you know, if just because you don't have something doesn't mean you should bash somebody who has
Right.
it. But at the same time, dude, if you're not participating in something and it's a disaster, you have every right to pop popcorn and laugh as it all comes crashing down. Like, so what? Who says I have to save anything, any part of it? I didn't cause it.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
I didn't sign up for
Right.
it. That's not
Where's the
my job.
contract?
I'm just supposed to be black and die. I'm
Yeah.
just supposed to be black.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much all it
Right.
was. Be black and die.
Pretty much.
That's my only
And try not
job.
to get taken advantage of along the way.
That too.
Exactly.
Alexander,
Dodge them damn bullets.
True.
You know, I'm going to invest in a bulletproof vest. I swear to God, I'm going to invest in a bulletproof vest.
I'm gonna invest in a Target. And
Seriously.
and plan it on my.
I haven't thought about that before, but it would be interesting to just walk around with a bulletproof vest on. Like
I'm
people
thinking about doing it.
Yeah, they'd be like, why? Why? And you have no mask. It's like, but it's you're protecting yourself, but you're not protecting yourself. This is so confusing. Why?
Yeah, if I disappear, Wind, I'm just letting you know my phone's on life support.
Well, what do you guys think about what do you think about Double A? They're saying the second wave's coming, and like basically all the restaurants are shutting.
It's not. It's not the second wave. It's actually a third wave. Let's just clarify that right now, because I'm getting tired of hearing all this bullshit. The first wave happened in November. The second wave happened
Wuhan.
during this bullshit, during all this bullshit, and now we're on the third wave. So I'm gonna need everybody to get up to speed.
Third wave. But that would be logical, Tico.
That shit happened in your backyard, motherfuckers.
That would be logical.
You brought it to our shores. You sent it to our shores.
Who, China?
Rare.
Yeah, man. That's something that's crazy too, because it's like the whole like movie industry being like leftist when they realize they support racist China agenda, Chinese agenda when it comes to movies. It's like that's the biggest irony of my life.
Check this thing out. Check this thing out.
The fuck is that?
Snorkel.
What is that thing?
Oh! It's for going
Snorkel.
down underwater.
Yeah, it's a snorkel. But see this portion right here?
Yeah.
The stem?
Yeah.
It's removable from this portion right here. And they sell an adapter to put a filter for breathing.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's actually very handy.
What is
You know how much I
thing?
spent on masks for the last 90 days? Take a wild guess.
How much?
Nothing. But anyway, regardless of that fact, I need a respirator that I would like to use just in case of an emergency. So I'm thinking about just building one for the hell of it. So you know that Bane mask that I'm already building for True Sherm?
Yeah.
So the idea was to use this type of a base, but the rubber portion of this, right? So the inside of it, and then the underneath portion where the chin would go would have the intake, but then that intake would also have like a filter, a removable or a cleanable filter, along with a positive airflow fans. So essentially fans sucking up air, blowing it into the mask, and then exhaling it somehow or somewhere along the way in one of the other passages, right? So it's blowing it either under you or behind you. So this way, the people in front of you are not getting your germs, and the people behind you are, right? I don't know. The germs got to go somewhere. So I was thinking of constructing a Bane mask out of this somehow.
See, you merely came to the St. Regis Tennis Club. I was born in it, molded by it.
Yes.
Oh,
I
God, this guy.
am old wealth. Yes, you will know in time. It's all a matter of time.
I think we need to go into business making masks. Just
True
saying.
story.
I'll be the spokesperson. The eyewitness testimonial.
I'm telling you, I got some ideas.
It was great.
I need a 3D printer, Tico.
Okay, I
3D
guess I got to
printer.
make that happen.
Yes. I mean, I don't need the printer here. I just need to be able to send you some plans, and you can print them out and send them back.
Oh, gee, thanks. You make me do all the damn work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Goodness
just got your Facebook message, Tico.
Huh?
I just got your Facebook message, Tico.
Oh, you're fine.
that was
Who
supposed to
still
be a
uses
secret.
Facebook? Damn, boomer.
I barely get on that shit.
Okay, okay, boomer.
Shit.
Okay, Win.
I use them all.
Oh yeah, and that's
Y'all are old, man. There's some new shit out there. You need to look into it.
I once used Snapchat to actually promote
DuckDuckGo is
videos.
your friend.
DuckDuckGo.
That's what we say. That's what we call it now.
Silly search engine.
That's whatever boat you float, bub. Whatever floats your boat. Or boat you float.
You have
In this
crossed
case-
into the clown world. Welcome.
Do not breathe the air.
5% battery power. Double I will be dropping very soon. Life support failing.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, he's not.
Yeah, we'll
Wow.
see.
Shut up, smartass.
How you doing, you old pirate? So good to see you.
Yeah.
That's my Lando Calrissian. You know, I always hated when you did that.
So, real quick
That's why
before
I had that
Samurai falls out, what do y'all think about somebody messaging somebody from China?
Mango Chunks is over here looking on DuckDuckGo to see what it is. She listening into it.
You got one.
Oh, shit.
Got
That's how you
him.
hide your porn.
Got him.
But what do y'all think about family members talking, like trying to long distance date somebody from a foreign country, and them asking if you know anybody else that's single?
Sounds like somebody's trying to be hooked up.
Well,
Yeah.
you just gotta tell that person.
You know what? Why? Wait, hold on a minute.
Gotta tell that
Hold
person
on.
they're gonna be
Wait
single
a
for the rest of their
minute. Back the fucking truck up. If I don't want to get into a relationship myself, why would I help someone else to create a train wreck?
True story. True
it's
story.
It's somebody
True
else
story.
who's dating, trying to create a train wreck for the person who doesn't want to date.
True freaking story. Like telling somebody, go on Tinder and hook up with a bunch of older quote unquote conservative single mothers and try to finesse them for money. Yeah, no. Don't do that. All you gotta do is have a crispy mouthpiece and a good dog.
Okay, I'm gonna go get me. I'm gonna go.
Damn, I just gave DuckDuckGo like four new hits.
Hits. Yeah, some impressions. They're like, oh shit, our servers are like they're like brushing dust off their servers. Like, oh my god, we actually got somebody's actually using the
We
site.
got some traffic. Goodness
Actual
gracious.
traffic. I use the
Like
Brave out.
the usual keyword search is just like probably just like Pornhub on DuckDuckGo. That's probably what
Right? Right?
it's just Pornhub. They're like, really? Come on, guys. Can you like say like how far is the sun away from the moon? No, like big titty goth chick. That's like that's like their
Oh, wait a
only-
minute. Wait,
they're
who's
only
Big Titty Golf Chick? I missed this one. There's a such thing as Big Titty Golf Chick? Wait a minute, what happened? What happened?
You ever never heard of that? You gotta
No, I never heard of that. What's going on?
True Sherm. Hit up True Sherm. He probably knows about.
Oh, wow. They gonna throw True Sherm under the bus.
Yeah, Susan will just get. Susan's gonna literally gonna screw my channel.
What's wrong with saying that phrase? Big
Wait, there's actually a such thing as a big
Yes,
big
there is,
titty
Tico.
big titty
Yes,
golf
there is.
chick?
Yeah, I'll send
Yes,
you
there
a link later.
Oh,
A Richard
God.
I'll
link
send you a
later.
link after I'm done.
Why do y'all know about this? Why do y'all know about this? Why do I not want to get the link? Why do I not want to see
Why
that
do I
link?
know? Get the link.
I'll send you a link after I'm done.
After I'm done.
Oh, that sounded bad. That sounded bad.
Oh goodness gracious.
This is gonna be ugly.
What?
Then again, it depends on the goth
It depends on the goth chick.
and what she's doing.
Well, okay. So
Why do I not
did-
want to know what a goth
do you
chick is
guys
doing?
I think there was like a documentary on like goth people that went to, not a documentary, but I think I read a creative writing. It was like about a bunch of goth people that went to Disneyland. It's like a thing, like a tradition of like goth people in either California going to Disneyland or in Orlando going to Disney World, and then it's just filled. It's like one weekend where it's just filled with goth dressing people for the entire day. And it made me like actually be like, wow, like that's goths have such an interesting culture and stuff. But
Now, I have this one question.
I was much younger when I watched it, or when I read that story.
I have but one question. Goths typically wear black. The West Coast is covered in sun. Are you beginning to grasp what I am saying?
Yeah, it would be like really hot, but I don't know. Somehow I feel like there might be a lot of friction and heat.
Well, that's easy. That's easy to describe. They basically wear clothing that pretty much block their skin from getting sunlight. That's typically how that works.
Yeah, and a lot of them put on makeup, like white makeup, to make them look
Yeah.
super pale.
Yeah, and a lot of them wear long sleeve shirts, if you've ever noticed, and long pants, basically. And if they're wearing any type of like anything short, the women usually have like stockings that basically block the sun from basically get their skin from basically getting white for the most part.
Oh.
That's how.
And they have SPF 1000,
Basically, all the clothes they wear is pretty much SBS 1000.
including the umbrella they carry.
Yep, that umbrella too. The hat that they wear, the thigh-high boots that they wear.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
The only reason why I know
it's
this is because I was a goth kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a phase where I dressed in more black and reds than any other color.
I just had a trench coat.
I was
Yeah.
I was a goth skater kid.
Like you were like lonely underscore.
No, definitely not him.
Hey,
He's a goth skater kid.
let's not bring unnecessary shit to this channel. If it isn't there already, don't bring it in. You know.
Nah, I wasn't that. I actually got girls and shit. And actually,
Like I was saying, like, don't bring.
I wasn't
unnecessary
raised by a
shit.
single mother, nor did I wear skinny boy jeans.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh well, you know what? Fuck it. Since we've already gone down this road, I never owned a pair of Jordans.
I never
never
owned a
owned
pair
a
of Jordans either.
Good. Glad we got all that out of the way. Did you ever in your life own a pair of Jordans?
I think I'm trying to dodge the question and shit, like a little bitch.
Well, okay,
I
so
never owned a pair of Jordans.
how much do y'all value saving face?
I mean, value saving face. I
Value-
don't like saving. I'm too honest to save face.
Yeah, so I would you take a wouldn't you like take a I guess take a hit to your reputation if it meant that you preserve your integrity?
Hell yeah, I take hits to my reputation all the damn time.
So like
Preserving my integrity.
when a corporation does something to save face, you guys usually view that as you lose like respect for that organization.
Oh yeah,
right?
definitely, I always do. Shit, I lose respect for people when they try to save face in front of me. Hell, I've admitted to actually losing face. I mean, I've actually admitted to actually not respecting people after they try to save face to actually try to protect their image. Because naturally, I've noticed growing up, plus being on YouTube, the more honest you are, the more people fear you.
True.
Yeah. Because they don't want to bring their bubble next to you because you're just a bunch of you're just like the guy from Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'm Pinhead basically. And you gotta fucking I'm Pinhead and you're rolling around on a hot air balloon basically, or I'm Pinhead and you walking around with a bunch of balloons and I'm finna fuck you up basically. The more honest you are, the more people fear you. However, at the same time, the more honest you are, the more people like you, and the more people are willing to listen to you too. But at the same time, the people who like to be fake ass motherfuckers and lie on you all the fucking time, they fear you for the fact that you know shit and you pay attention to shit. And you're not willing to conform to shit because you're your own independent thinker because you're so honest. That makes you fear that makes them fear you the most because they're not willing to deal with you because they're too scared of you because they're not honest themselves.
Have you ever had somebody tell you that after they said something that didn't quite make sense and you denied it, that you're just too much, you're overthinking it, or you're too much in your head, or you're over analyzing it, or
Yeah, people have done that to me. That's called gaslighting.
yeah, okay,
That's
because
called
that happened
gaslighting.
to me. That happened to me when it came to like
That's base
getting a
level
Tinder and
gaslighting
stuff.
basically. You
I
think
just
you're
said it
overthinking
doesn't.
that? No, I think you're guilty and you don't want to admit it, bitch. How about them apples? And that goes for
Yeah,
men and or women basically who's done that shit. Well, Tico, I think you're overthinking that. No, I think you're a guilty bitch and you don't want to admit it.
yeah, because like I think whenever people bring up a topic and we don't already agree about it, like they're trying to save face during
Yeah.
that whole conversation.
Or like they'll
Whole
bring up a
conversation is
topic
about
and they'll
them.
say never mind. I was like, oh no, that was your original thought. Let's go with that. No, never mind. There's no point in talking about. No, how about we talk about that, or I'm gonna talk about it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like
because I'm a dick like that.
I feel like
I'll talk
dude,
if you don't want to talk about it. I'll
probably
talk about
knows.
it for
It's
you.
like
That's why a lot of people fear me.
whenever
For
you
the fact
get,
I'll talk about it for you.
you know how
Yeah,
some
Mo
people
did not,
say
Mo-
people who are really honest say, "Don't get me started."
Yep. I
Like,
guess he wants to ask him. He's asking, can I do a backflip while holding a Bible? No, I can't do a backflip, but I can hold a Bible.
I can.
backflip while holding a Bible.
Now, do you want
Why?
me to put that in my book bag, or do you want me to hold that in my hand while I'm doing it?
Moist nugget. Moist nugget. Is the title of this Q&A? Is this a Q&A?
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
Yeah,
okay,
basically.
okay. It's good. Good. I like that people are interacting. This is
Very slow,
productive.
but they're reenacting slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowly but surely. What it is.
Yeah, because I've always been the type of person I don't care about your feelings. Nor do I care. I care about facts. I don't care about your feelings, and I don't care how you're going to feel after I say this shit I'm about to say.
What it
Yeah.
is.
Because like that's the thing. Well, it's not like every single person in America has a very glamorous dating history, but whenever
they
they
don't.
talk about the subject, and then it's not really an in-depth subject about or like something specific, like
Yeah.
say
Or they'll try to lie
or
and
if
act
it's
like they
about
don't do shit or
intimacy.
know shit, or they'll try to lie and act like they don't got low ass standards and shit like that. That pisses me off. Like I don't have low ass standards, and I've never had low ass standards. And apparently, the people that I call ugly that I've dated, y'all apparently find very attractive. So that pisses me off till this day. But apparently
I
y'all
mean,
standards ain't at the level of my standards.
shit, I tried to shoot for the stars. I always try to shoot for the fucking moon.
Yeah,
I always miss.
there ain't nothing wrong with missing. I mean,
There ain't
that's
nothing
just
wrong with
that. Like, there's nothing wrong with missing in the least bit. I
But it's
mean,
like
that because I look at it like this: if you learn from that miss, or if you learn from that mistake, that's all that fucking matters.
the thing is, like, when I miss, it's a beautiful. It's you know what I mean by a beautiful miss. Like I
Mm-hmm.
missed, but the person that got her, she's his problem now.
Yeah,
True
She's his
story.
exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
You want to know the funny thing about that? All the women that I went to high school with, they all look like trash right now comparative to what they looked like in high school.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
All
That
the
goes
ones
without
that were
saying.
so popular, so attractive, so sexy,
The
they
girls
all
that
look
I
like
went to
they
high
all look
school
like
with,
shit
they
now.
kind of
Even
still
the
look good
dudes,
now, but
even the
that
dudes
won't
look like
last
shit
forever.
now.
Now.
Like the dudes
Yeah.
didn't make it that damn far either.
It's sad, but it's so true.
Like
Yeah.
even the dudes I thought they were the shit didn't make it that far.
Shit. Some of the people got a hairline further back than mine.
Shit, I went to school with a kid that was 16 that had a bald head already. He had the little like the receding hairline where it goes up the middle. You got hair on
Yeah.
both sides of your head. He had one of those, but he was still attractive for some odd reason. Women found him attractive and women wanted him. But he had a bald ass head though. Like how you going bald at 16, nigga? He wasn't black though. He was white, but he was going bald at 16.
That's
That's
just something I
crazy.
will never. That's just something that I will. I won't be able to experience until maybe like 5 years from now, because then it's like the people will be starting to get into their like early 30s, and then be like really
Right.
hitting the wall, really banging the wall, and like
That wall hurt.
and
That
like
wall hurts
a
like a
lot of
motherfucker.
a lot of the women I went to school with, because I went to school with a lot of white folks, so and like if you were popular in where I went to school, it also meant that you were smart, or like you technically got good grades. Not that you were smart, but like you were an athlete and a scholar and an academic, good at your academics, and you had a lot of friends, and you were really rich.
Yeah, that's simply how that works. And the sad part about that,
And well,
a lot of those
that's
people
what they.
that were athletes, they're
I
actually
was
either
interrupt.
injured.
I was
You're
so
fine.
but like they had everything going for them, and so that's why they kind of monopolized the popularity, because they were at every event, so that
Yeah,
everyone saw them. And then
true.
like now later down the line, I mean, I think I think a lot of them probably like they did go to like nicer schools and stuff, but I mean, if they had a job that was non-essential, they got brought down to where everyone else was at when they graduated. That's typically how it works.
True.
Like
True.
as soon as your status is gone, you're back to where everyone else is. And like
Not
I
down to
like
ground one.
I like the whole looks money status thing, but like sometimes a guy chasing after a girl like for her looks is not productive, and sometimes a woman chasing after a guy for her status is not productive, or for his status is not productive, because as soon as those go, you guys are just stuck with each
Hmm.
other. And that's like it's sad, but it's so true.
But the problem with looks, money, status is that's not how it really works all the damn time. Because at the end of the day, like I said,
Well,
don't get me
how
wrong.
those people that I was talking about pick each other, that is
Yeah.
typically how it goes. Like that's how you're
Well,
influenced to pick
here's
to
how
make
here's how
that
it
decision.
works. That whole entire looks, money, status thing only really works for the most part online.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole entire looks thing only applies online. If you're not a good looking person, you have a higher chance of actually meeting somebody in real life than you do online, period. That's typically how that works. If you're not a 9 or a 10, you don't need to be on a fucking dating site. You need to be looking in real life. You need to stop being fucking lazy and actually go out there and get it in real life. That's typically how that fucking works. Now, I'm not saying that's how you should do it. I'm basically letting you know that's pretty much the reality of the day. If you're not a 10 or a 9, you don't need to have your ass on a fucking dating app, period. You need to
Right.
take your ass elsewhere for the most part. That's typically how that works. Now, if you're rich and you're on a dating site, that's one thing. Like take pictures of yourself on your motherfucking boat or your private jet or in your car. Do that all day. You're more likely to get some hits. It's just facts. But at the end of the day, what you can't tell me is looks Trump status when I got a short ass, pudgy little Indian friend who's banging bitches 2 at a time on his private jet. Every single
Well,
time he
it's like
lands, he's banging
it's
bitches 2 at a time on
yeah.
his private jet. Like
It's more
in
like the Tumblr crowd kind of mixed with the online dating crowd, and so it's a mixture of like depression quest and when you talk to like because I don't match with uh, I don't match with insanely attractive women if I'm on a dating app. I match with women who are more around like a 5 or 6 are fat and are cute in the face, but they got a lot of waist.
yeah.
And like whenever I ask them what they're doing on the dating app, it's not so much to like find people and hook up and like do the thing. It's more just like they're trying to canvas to see their options. They're trying to see who they actually get attention from because they don't real because like when like what Tico's saying, like that should be what a dating app is for, like a social media is for, is to show the best side of yourself.
Yeah.
Whether it be like you have like you have like a private jet, and you're like, yeah, this is what I like to do. I like to fly my private jet. Like if you want to fly my private jet with me, hit me up. Like this is
Literally, yeah. That's literally what
let's
that's
become
for the
friends.
most part. Because like the sad part about that is I'm not the most attractive person in the world at all. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. I'm not the sexiest man in the world at all. But I still get bitches that are tens, like nines, tens, and above. Shit, I'll let you know that in a heartbeat. I still get bitches that are nines, tens, and above. And the sad part about that, the last dating app that I was on before I got kicked off of, I matched with a Jewish doctor and I matched with a Greek doctor.
Oh, Greek girls, Greek women they're hot. They're hot.
Yeah, so you can't tell me that looks matter when in fact I got matched with those bitches, basically, at the end of the day. And they're both doctors. Come on now. Really? Looks matter? Really? Have you seen me, nigga? Have you seen me, nigga?
Exactly.
And the sad part about that, another thing that pisses me off is all these retarded ass dating coaches and shit that's running around here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
coaches.
Yeah, like
Like
that's all
you
you
gotta
fucking
run
are
like
is
a
a bunch.
lateral defense.
That's all you
like
are is a bunch of
on a
fucking
ball,
dating
so.
coaches. Because that's all you can do is coach somebody to maybe have success. At the end of the day, if I was to go hit on a woman, I'm willing to bet you that one out of every 2 women, I can actually get their fucking number. That's not killing a woman who throw their numbers at me like I'm Teddy Pendergrass and they throwing their underwears at him. Like I got bitches throwing their numbers at me because I am me.
Yeah. On just the strength of your
Just the
name
strength of
alone,
my,
your reputation.
just the strength of my name and my attitude and how I carry myself. I got bitches throwing numbers at me. Period. Like if I go ask a woman for a number, there's a 1 in 2 chance I'm going to get her number. Period.
Yeah, and that's
So
the thing about that's what you were saying about honesty and people being afraid. Like I think that's just like it's not like I don't mean to sound like pejorative, but it's like sometimes like a woman could be like afraid of you to the point where she'd be like she'll say yes, not just say yes, but she'll say
yeah, the
yes.
sad part about that is
Wow,
like because
she's
you're so
actually
honest and you're so willing to
coming up
actually
to me.
go there with her and call her out for her bullshit, she actually sees you
Yeah,
as higher value than she is. It's
except
just
yeah,
fucking fact. It's
because like most
psychology
guys who are
101.
into black pill,
She
they'll just
literally sees you as higher value. Like a good
yeah, they'll
example of
sit
that is
around and just like the one-itis. They'll be like, "Oh, this girl, she wants to be with me, but I just need to find out the right words to say." But if like you just went up to her, you're like, "Can I have your number?" She's gonna be like freaked out because she's gonna be like, "Wow, how does he actually have the balls to approach me? This is crazy."
yeah.
And then
And the
like
sad part
2,
about that, yeah,
yeah, go
literally.
ahead. What were you gonna say?
And it's literally like that. Like a good example of me being a dick is me being a dick at work. This
Uh,
woman, her boyfriend had broke up with her, and she goes, "I can't believe my boyfriend broke up with me, Tico." Okay,
I
that's
can.
nice. I don't care. Like
Okay.
she goes, "I can't believe he just left me. Any man would have me." I go, "Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I wouldn't have you. I don't like you like that. You got a big ass forehead. And I went back to working again, and she just looked at me all shocked, and she's caught
Well,
off guard.
that's
Like, the
so
fuck just
helpful.
happened?
Like that's the thing. Like that kind of stuff. She's not used to hearing that kind of stuff. That very helpful. That very helpful.
Behind me, and I will break check.
That's such. Like sometimes when people are going through relationship troubles, honesty is the one thing that will help them that they never want to listen to. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like somebody's because if you have a delusion that all men want you,
yeah, because that part about that. Look, you can't say all men want you because that lets me know that you live in a world of delusion. Because not all men want you. Because last I checked, I've never once talked to you about wanting you. So therefore, not all men want you. This is that lets me know that women live in this world of delusion. That if you believe that all men want you or all men want to be with you. Because at the end of the day, I'm willing to go as far as to say at work. Because I've done this multiple times. Because women always talk about their new hairdos, and I go, see, I don't like women with bangs. They go, why not? What's wrong with bangs? I go, women with bangs is doing nothing more than hiding their big ass foreheads. And a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with big ass 5 heads or 6 heads.
No,
so you got a big ass forehead or 5 head, and they don't look at me like I can't believe that nigga just said that shit. Fuck you, Tico. I can't believe you said I got a big forehead, and they'll sit there and cover their bangs like they'll cover their bangs the rest of the shift. Because I made them all insecure. Because like, look, no, I'm honest. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. I'm going to tell you how I feel whenever I feel it, whether you like it or fucking not.
Oh well. It's like
because I'm an honest dick.
I guess we'll get to the part where you freaking try to make me so uncomfortable where I want to like end the stream. Let's see if we can make Mgtow win awkward. Right?
Awkward.
Let's see. Who can do the best job of making me feel awkward? You know?
Oh goodness gracious! I try.
Yeah, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, what you got? Get start an awkward conversation.
You say start an awkward conversation. Listen to you. Start an awkward conversation.
Oh wait, I already started. That was about an hour and 57 minutes ago.
I can actually be awkward if you hear me walking a lot of times in a live stream. That's like hella awkward because like there's no talking, but you just hear like crunching, and you're like, what the hell's going on? You just hear the crunching of gravel. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna leave and go for a walk.
Yeah,
so you're gonna hear
it's just because like I'm bluntly honest. I don't give a damn about your feelings. I don't care about how you feel. I don't give a damn what you got going on. I'm always going to be honest with you, man, no matter what. I'll tell you how I feel, when I feel it, whether you like it or not. I'm not going to ask you, do you want my honest opinion? I'm just going to give you my honest opinion. So you're going to have to brace for impact. You're going to have to just brace for impact when you're dealing with me. It's going to be a long ass Star Trek battle. Brace for impact. That's pretty much anytime you're around me, you better brace for impact because I'm going to hurt your fucking feelings and I don't give a damn about it.
Put your head between your knees and brace for
kiss your ass goodbye.
That's what it's kind of like whenever people are around me for a period of time, it's almost like a drill. Oh, Tico fell out.
Tico!
It's like snake.
Snake! Oh God. Oh goodness gracious.
Well, I guess this is the part where I begin where we begin to say our outros. Yam, I guess you're gonna have to do Double I's outros as well as yours. So
oh goodness.
Yam.
Double I.
I knew that was coming.
Crap, I'm trying not to. Wow, I'm trying to figure out what to say without being over-inflammatory. But I'm gonna be honest. Double I. Shaming people for dating fat women.
Oh, good lord, this guy.
Already.
There you go.
So, and it
Well, and then my
that goes.
I think like yam cola. This is the Baron Yam, aka Yam to the Philosopher, aka Mgtow Live, aka Jam Tea, aka the Red Pill Peddler, aka I think this one's Nightmare, aka Halt Line, aka Yam Sauce, aka Yam His Clam,
Oh, good
aka
lord.
Yam Bend Your Mom Over,
This guy.
aka Yam Bangs Your Sister, and yes. Shout out to all my red pill men with female siblings. That's the real red pill. You learn a lot when you have a sister, or like either like a younger sister or older sister. You learn the ropes of female nature first at home, and then you go into the real world, and you're like almost in bewilderment because you're like, wow, it's really crazy out here in these streets. And even though a lot of people, it fluctuates between like, oh, we need to stop talking about women, this blah blah blah, blah blah blah. If you live a minimalist lifestyle, you get a stamp of approval to talk as much shit as you want because you're not contributing to the problem.
Interesting.
And don't listen to people when they gaslight you to say you're overthinking it, because like, what does that do? What is overthinking doing to contribute to the actual problem? Nothing, because it's not.
The problem is it contributes to their problem because now they just told on themselves and now they don't want to be found out.
Yeah, because the more I think about what you told me, the more I realize you're full of shit. That's what it is.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
True story.
And it's okay to be full of shit, but it's like sometimes you just gotta like empty out all of that and just
Sometimes
spread,
you need a laxative.
do what Double I does. Do what Double I does and like sit in the squat position and like just breathe deeply in and out and get all that shit out. You know.
Okay. Tico.
What's up? This is Tico Trent, aka Tico motherfucking Trent, aka Tico Trent SYSBM, aka Internal Sadist, aka fuck you, fuck your face and fuck your day, aka Mr. True Story, aka also a Molotov cocktail to your mama's house, aka I don't give a damn about it. I don't give a damn about seeing time in jail, Mr. AK. I'm a crazy motherfucker from Central America.
Hey, I'll kill you and your whole family.
If you like what I say and you like my honesty, sub to my channel. It's called Tico Trent Redpill. If you don't like my honesty, I need you to run away because it's not going to get any better.
It's not going to get any less honest.
And it's not going to change even over time. I'm going to be the same nigga on the porch, talking shit, getting into fist fights and shit.
Woo, okay. This is Mgtow to win. AKA the most unassuming person you'll ever pretty much to the point is that hold on. The YouTuber signing off.